At the moment,
this is when our
don't
PCC.
film in my face. I don't want you filming in my face.
You're a public servant, mate. I'm allowed to film. And if you don't want to do that, I'll get in touch with a lawyer and they'll prove to you that I'm allowed.
Welcome to Brit Crime Zone, where we break down real encounters between the public and the police. We look at the law, the behavior, and the full context so you understand your rights, their responsibilities, and where the line is drawn. Special thanks to Cops Get Owned for allowing us to cover this audit. Be sure to subscribe to his channel and check out his content. The link is in the description below. In this situation, Auditor CGO is simply doing his job, going door to door as a market research agent with his ID clearly displayed. But it only takes one unverified claim to turn a normal workday into a police encounter. Instead of checking the facts in front of them, officers rely on an allegation that doesn't match reality. What follows shows how quickly assumptions can replace proper investigation, and how an innocent person can end up facing unnecessary police action. A decision that ultimately comes back to haunt them.
Right, mate, just come stand over here while my colleague's just checking you through.
I don't consent to any searches.
Hey?
I don't consent to any searches.
You don't have to consent to any
I
searches?
do, because I've been looking up on the law.
Yeah, you don't know the law.
Well, I do, because I've had complaints put against our PCC. I don't realise you've got a Section 60.
Right.
You got a Section 60
Right.
going on by an inspector?
Listen to me, okay? Under
Well, no, as
Section 1
soon
of
as you put your hands on me, I'll charge you for assault.
Do whatever you want. Listen to me. Under Section 1 of PACE, Criminal Evidence Act, okay, on information we've been given, somebody's seen you at somebody else's premises with a screwdriver.
That's what that gives me. Access to be able to knock doors.
Don't go around back of houses and stuff like that. does it,
How
with
can
a
you get back? How
screwdriver?
can you get round to the back of the house?
Well, listen to me. Stop talking.
Well,
Just
instead of
listen.
shouting at me, mate, it's being filmed. If you're going to talk to me with respect, I'll talk to you with respect. Talk to me like an idiot, mate, and I'll literally won't talk to you like a retard.
When you start saying that I can't search you and stuff...
Well, you
like,
can't,
it's all
mate.
about-
I don't consent, mate. I'm not on
You don't have
suspicion
to
of anything,
consent.
mate.
Right, at the minute...
You're
as I
making a
said-
public inquiry.
Well, I'm not making a public inquiry.
You are, because this is
Can you stop
filmed.
talking for a minute so I can
No, I'm not
explain
allowed
that
to,
you might
mate.
actually understand? Because are you a solicitor or a lawyer?
No, I'm a freedom of speech, mate. I'm allowed to speak if I wanted to.
Right,
You can't also come up to me with that uniform. That's fine, yeah.
The interaction begins with CGO already cooperating and providing his details, something that would normally de-escalate the situation. Instead, officers escalate by detaining him under Section 1 of PACE. This power requires reasonable grounds based on clear, observable facts, not just second-hand information. Relying purely on an unverified report immediately weakens the legality of the search. When CGO presents his ID confirming he's legitimately working door-to-door, that should trigger a reassessment. Instead, officers continue, repeating claims about a screwdriver that aren't supported by anything in front of them. At this stage, the stop starts to look less like a lawful search and more like officers doubling down on an unverified allegation.
Well, as soon as this is when our PCC.
Don't film in my face. I don't want you filming in my face.
You're a public servant, mate. I'm allowed to film. And if you don't want to do that, I'll get in touch with a lawyer and they'll prove to you that I'm allowed to film you.
Whatever.
Did you take an oath to wear that uniform?
Under Section 1...
Did he take an oath to wear that uniform? Just answer me. You're a public servant. Did he take an oath?
Suspicion of equipment for going equipped.
All right, so as a public servant, because you're wearing a badge, you think you're more powerful than me?
Okay.
Really? You think because you're wearing a uniform, it means you've got more power than me?
I think
you serve the public.
Matching the description
I don't care, mate. I've got a badge on me.
Behind somebody's house with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to be searching you for going equipped. You're showing me a badge showing that you're a market research agent.
Yeah.
Safe style.
Which I am.
Why would you need a screwdriver?
Have I got a screwdriver?
That's what I'm going to search you for.
That's why I'm going to search it.
Well, I'm just saying, as soon as you put your hand on me, I'll put a complaint into IPCC for assault. You're making a public inquiry, but now you charge me, or you make... Listen, just let me speak. Right, as a public servant, when you take an oath, right, you're here to serve the public, not harass them.
We're not harassing, we're serving the public.
Explain to you
right.
what's going to happen. Okay.
The officer's response, that he doesn't have to answer CGO's questions, only highlights how poorly this is being handled. Under a Section 1 PACE stop, officers are expected to clearly explain what they're doing and why. That accountability is built into the power itself. Irritation doesn't remove that responsibility, especially when the individual is already cooperating. Relying on a vague, matching description, without specifics, weakens their position further. And referencing a screwdriver they haven't even seen makes their justification even thinner. When CGO brings up their oath, it reinforces a key point. These powers require transparency and responsibility, not assumptions and attitude. Yet, the officers continue regardless.
now going to be searched.
When your officer says I can't film him, that's because you're allowed to film the
No,
police.
if I don't want you filming me, that's my
Well, it's for evidence against. Well, it's evidence against court, and you have to take it that way.
Okay. I'm PC Walker from Leamington Police Station. This is PC Manford from Leamington Police Station. And we're going to search you under Section 1 of Base Criminal Evidence Act for anything for you to go and acquit.
Which one? Is that cold day?
In the area.
Is that cold day? Because unless I'm not suspicion or you charge me a crime, you can't search me. I'm not on suspicion.
You obviously don't know the law. Okay, you can look up the law afterwards.
Yeah, I have done. Yeah, so don't worry about that. Oh, don't worry, mate. I've had plenty of police's cases upheld against the police, and you're not going to be the first one. You're not the first one that's tried doing your job illegally. Because you wear a badge, you're meant to serve the public. You're
we are serving the public.
Well, you're not.
Right, I'll speak to them afterwards as well.
Well, you can do, because I've been cooperative. I've given you details about
on you that could hurt you or me during the search.
No, but if you're rough with me or you're trying to assault me, then I will.
Okay, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. Have you got any keys or needles that by me searching you is going to push onto my skin or push onto your skin?
No.
No, brilliant. You pop your phone down on there.
No, I'm filming, mate.
When CGO references PACE Code A, the officer dismisses him and claims he doesn't understand the law, a risky claim, given that code governs stop-and-search powers. It remains fully in force and exists to ensure officers act on objective, lawful grounds, not assumptions. Ignoring it doesn't strengthen their position, it undermines it. Rather than explaining their reasoning, the officer shuts the conversation down, reinforcing the impression that their legal basis isn't as solid as they suggest. Criticizing someone for referencing the very rules that regulate police powers, while continuing a search based on an unverified claim, comes across as defensive rather than confident.
Sorry, I've got to film you.
Okay. I want you to stand how I want you to stand during the search to make sure that I'm safe and you're safe. So I'm asking you to put the phone down for me. You can prop it up and film me if you want to, but I'm asking because I want to see where your hands are.
My hands are here. I can't.
Okay. Yeah. Pop your phone down for me, please.
So try and work off it.
Do whatever. We don't really care.
I thought as police officers you're taken off to protect.
We do, and that's my position.
Well, that's not protecting, is it? That's going against my rights.
No, it's not going against
Well,
you.
yeah, it is.
Okay.
So on what did you? So was it just an inquiry that was given, or so when I shown you my badge, was you suspicious?
Yes.
So what's the point of wearing an ID badge then?
I assume that's so you can show it to people when you knock on their door.
Yeah. But end of the day, I've been looking up on the law. I've had complaints about West Midlands police before because they're all corrupt bastards.
Okay. Well.
It's not illegal. Judge Bean also ruled it's not illegal to swear at police.
Police isn't here. This is Warwickshire.
Yeah, well,
so
it's not.
Speak for West Midlands.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, it's not actually illegal to swear at the police. And if you want to, well, it's not illegal to swear in public. It's illegal for you to search people in public when they've done that wrong.
The search ends exactly as expected. Nothing is found. No screwdriver, no evidence, nothing to justify the detention. Yet instead of acknowledging this, the officer claims he's protecting the public, a statement that rings hollow when the person detained has been cleared of any wrongdoing. It becomes even more concerning when CGO, frustrated after being detained without cause, swears, and the officer claims that swearing in public is illegal. That's simply incorrect. Swearing alone isn't an offense unless it meets specific legal thresholds under public order laws. With no disturbance caused, that claim carries no weight. Rather than accepting the outcome, the officer shifts to another baseless assertion.
Is this how you, on camera, is this how you treat everyone that serves the country then, yeah?
What do you mean by serve?
I'm in the Army Reserves, so is this how you treat everyone? So, I fight for my country and you think I'm a criminal?
Didn't say you were a criminal, did I?
Well, obviously by search me, you must have thought I was. I said, was I suspicious? You went, yeah, so what's the point of wearing a badge that's issued by a licence through the police and the councils and the courts for you to call me illegal?
You're showing me a Safe Style UK market research
you can't make them.
Badge.
Because if you were to ring that number there, they would have validated who it was. You got a supervisor?
Yes, I'm a sergeant.
Have you? Where is he?
He's in the station, I believe.
Oh, I want to speak to a supervisor.
Okay, well,
no. If I'm asking to speak to a supervisor, you have to allow me to speak to a supervisor.
Can you ring him?
No, I want to speak to him here. And let's see how unprofessional you've been. Yeah, is that all right? So you're refusing to serve a member of the public? Yeah, is that what you're saying?
No.
Well, it is. I'm asking you for a supervisor. When you ask for a supervisor, you're meant to get me a supervisor.
No, I don't get you a supervisor.
Well, what's your attitude? You're on camera. Well, don't talk. Listen, don't talk to me like a retard. Yeah, I'm your master. You're the public servant, mate. You taking off my tax money pays your freaking wages. Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't you have a bit of respect for the public?
Right.
Yeah, exactly, because you're corrupt.
Not corrupt.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
When CGO requests a supervisor, it's a reasonable and justified step. But instead of addressing it properly, the officer tells him to call one himself, while clearly irritated. After subjecting someone to police powers that led nowhere, dismissing their concerns only makes matters worse. Refusing to involve a supervisor gives the impression that the officer would rather shut the situation down than have their actions reviewed, especially after the grounds for the search have already fallen apart.
I'm not a member of the public.
I'm a member of the public as well.
Well, but when you wear that
You're a
uniform,
member
you
of
think
the
you're better.
No,
Yeah, you do.
Better.
You're all public servants. I know police don't like it when they're being filmed. I know police don't like it being filmed,
Well,
but
how
it's
about we
tough.
follow you around all day with a camera?
You do that because then I'll get you done for protection from harassment.
Why?
Go on, follow me around. Please follow me around because then I'll have more to put against you.
Okay, I'll stop filming you then.
That's fine. You're a public servant. You're not allowed to.
I see this on YouTube. It's
I've already been told you're going on YouTube.
right.
Well, you have to show people. The people that we expect to protect us are all corrupt. And I have asked this officer numerous times for a supervisor, but obviously he says he doesn't have to get me a supervisor when he actually does.
No, I don't.
And to be honest, I serve laws. I don't go under act stoppages or policies.
You can ring in.
Yeah.
It's 101.
No. Why should I waste my credit?
You're the one that wants to
No,
speak
I
to
want
us.
a supervisor. I want someone who's in charge of you.
Doesn't work like that.
Well, yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Don't try telling me what's what. You're a copper.
work
You don't. To be honest, for a one copper, you've literally got no sense, have you?
Okay. Doesn't work like that. I've told you what it is.
What's your
already.
badge number? 1238.
Yeah.
What's your badge number?
Read it.
Oh, 137.
And when the topic of filming arises, the officer tries to reverse the situation, asking how CGO would feel if police followed him around recording him all day. But that comparison doesn't hold. Police operate in a public role and are expected to be open to scrutiny, especially when exercising their powers. In contrast, an officer deliberately following a private individual with a camera could raise serious concerns, including harassment. Filming police in public has been consistently upheld as lawful, particularly when done to document interactions or ensure accountability. This argument sounds less like a legal point and more like frustration with being recorded.
Follow laws.
If you think you know
Yeah,
everything, you tell me
listen.
why I'm not following
I
mine.
follow laws. Yeah, I don't follow
Yeah,
act
so
statutes or
email
the stupid
through
police
a long
policies.
time ago.
Right? You've
You
one.
wouldn't if you're a police
No,
officer,
he assaulted me because I refused him to search,
okay.
and I've
You
not
got
been.
refused
I'm
to
not on
search.
suspicion or
Yeah,
convicted of a crime.
yeah,
You've
I
made a
think
public inquiry because some nosy ass bastard has rang in saying someone's got a screwdriver. Did you find a screwdriver?
No, we didn't. But that's
Exactly.
our job.
No.
We did our job.
Well, there you go.
Search you, didn't we?
And I don't think someone's going to walk around working trying to rob a
Just 'cause
house.
you've got a safe style badge on, that makes you that
So?
you might not be a
Okay.
criminal.
So,
Does it?
and that isn't
You
a
do
threat.
your
That's a
very
promise.
best to try and get me to lose
Listen,
my
mate,
job.
I've done it before to
Okay.
officers. Don't worry
Have
about
you
that.
really?
Yeah.
Samuel, there is a copy of your receipt.
Yeah. So, thank you for the illegal search.
Legal.
Illegal.
Legal.
Illegal.
Read up on the
Illegal.
law first.
Yeah, well, obviously, maybe you need to work on your oath and be able to protect the public instead of harassing the fuckers.
We are protecting the
Well,
public.
no, you're not.
When CGO highlights that the entire situation stemmed from a false claim about a screwdriver, the officers respond by saying they were just doing their job. But doing the job properly includes reassessing when facts don't support the allegation, not pushing forward and dismissing the outcome afterward. What makes it worse is that making a false report can itself be an offense, wasting police time. Yet there's no sign the officers are interested in addressing that. Instead, the focus remains on CGO, the person detained without evidence, suggesting they're more focused on defending their actions than correcting them.
A supervisor, you can't even ring a supervisor saying someone wants to speak to you.
Come out.
Last time I got pulled by you, I asked for a supervisor. Guess what? Guess who come out? A sergeant.
Well, that's nice. Our sergeant
Bring
can
him.
come out. If you want to go see him, go and see him at the police station.
So I've got to waste my time to see when he should be
Well,
here because I
you
pay his
the one
wages.
wasting
But we
time,
pay his wages.
Thank
He's
you
meant to
very
serve.
Oh, you pay? Well,
Yeah.
I'll give you a
Police are all scumbags. That's what it is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do your job properly. Find proper criminals.
Pleasant.
Well, it's all right. Maybe next time when you come out to do a stop, you can have a proper attitude yourself.
Okay.
Scumbags.
Go around the back of anyone's house.
Well, did they get round the back? No. Now you're making an Now you're making an assumption.
I'm giving you some helpful guidance.
No. What next? Are you going to come down and body slam me?
Hey?
What are you going to do next time? Assault me again?
Assault you, I'm an assault you.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
You have.
Thank you very much for your time.
No, I'm allowed to stand here and film you because you're servant.
So, put your paperwork for your job today.
Don't need to show you paperwork. I'm not breaching data protection as well as all the other crap you said I've done.
Well, so curiosity, if you were going to go doing sales and stuff, surely you'd have paperwork with you, wouldn't you?
The one that you illegally searched me for, or are you just going to make a flea for it because you know you've done wrong?
A follow-up from CGO reveals the situation didn't end there. He took legal action against both the police force and the officer, and he won. Given how the encounter unfolded, that result isn't surprising. He was detained and searched based on a claim that produced no evidence, followed by continued questioning without legal grounds. When police powers are used improperly, and continue even after the basis for them collapses, it opens the door to civil claims such as unlawful detention. Even at the end, officers continued pushing, asking for work-related documents despite having no legal authority to demand them. By then, they had already searched him and found nothing. What stands out most is how poorly the situation was handled from start to finish. Acting on information is one thing, but ignoring evidence, dismissing valid concerns, and exceeding legal authority shows a serious lack of understanding of police powers. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel and keep accountability in focus. I'm Brit Crime Zone. This was episode 29. See you next time.